All right, so we just got done with a little section there on the basis of segmentation. Now we're going to hit on kind of the process of, after you've segmented them, selecting a target market. And so we're going to really start on slide 32. If you look back on slide 31, it kind of gives you a how to do it. And we're really looking at step 5 here, which is selecting target market. And then designing, implementing, and maintaining a marketing mix. So we've maybe taken those different segments, we've used those descriptors, we've come up with we can mix and match those. It doesn't have to be we're just doing it by age. We could take geography, so we can say Midwest, okay? Then we can say age, between the ages of 30 and 50. And then we say males, between the ages of 30 50 in the Midwest. And then we say personality, well, they're type A personality and they're heavy users of whatever product it is. So we've mixed and matched, and we've come up with this particular segment. Now we'd have the same segment stream for the same thing, but maybe a different gender or a different personality or a different area of the country. And then what we need to do is we need to select which target we think is attractive and which one we think we can satisfy their wants and needs and do it in a way that we can actually reach our organizational objectives, which most of the time means being profitable. And so slide 33 really talks about 3 different strategies. One is an undifferentiated strategy. We don't change our marketing mix for anybody. We have the same product. Now, back in the day, that was Coca-Cola. Coke said, "Hey, we're doing Coke. Okay, we're doing Coca-Cola. That's it. That's all we're doing." Well, then things changed. People started to realize, like, hey, I really don't want all this sugar. So there's some changes in the preference. And so what they've decided to, at some point, was like, hey, we have this segment who doesn't want sugar. So we have those that want sugar, those that don't want sugar. We need to come up with a product that doesn't have sugar, or otherwise we're going to lose them. Okay? So just keeping one marketing mix is a undifferentiated strategy. Okay? A concentrated strategy is more like that niche strategy. So if you have all these different segments out there, and you're looking at this segment and that segment, segment 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you have to decide which segment that you'd like to reach. Okay, if you're saying I'm going after just this one segment, okay, you're basically putting all your marbles in one, putting it all down on one particular segment and trying to reach them. Now you may get really good at reaching them. This sounds a lot like a niche competitive advantage, but if it doesn't work out very well, you're not very diversified. Okay. The other one is a multi-segment strategy, where the undifferentiated is one marketing mix, but we're trying to reach all of the market. Concentrated is we're going to have one marketing mix, but we're only going to try to reach this small group, okay, this small market segment, not the whole market, just a small market segment. A multi-segment would be like, we're going to have a marketing mix for this segment, a marketing mix for that segment, a marketing mix for that segment. We know we have all these other segments out there. We can't reach them. Okay, we don't think we're going to reach them, but we're going to do a few. We're going to have a multi-segment strategy. We're going to have more than one, and we're going to have more than one marketing mix. Costs are higher, okay, because you need to research each of those target markets, okay. If you think about what's the easiest one from a cost standpoint of the research is you just create one product for everybody, okay? So if you look at some of the advantages and disadvantages, let's go to 34. Undifferentiated strategy, okay? Low production and marketing costs because you're just doing one, okay? But the disadvantage is you just come up with one. You're susceptible to somebody else coming in and taking those customers because they've recognized some kind of market need that's not out there. So like, again, I used Coke, for example. If somebody would have come in before Coke created Diet Coke and created a Diet Cola, they may have lost some of those customers. So that's one of the disadvantages. A concentrated strategy, okay, you really have a strong brand. A small firm can compete. Very narrowly defined customer and product and service. Disadvantages is if a large person with a lot of resources can come in and they can beat you at your own game, or if that segment changes and you don't keep up with the change, that's another disadvantage. Multi-segment, you get a little bit of both. Okay, you get a little bit of diversification. However, you do have some of those higher costs that you have in the concentrated one because now you've got to kind of come up with these marketing mixes for each of those. And so slide 37 talks about some of those things. And then cannibalization really is a measure of, like, if you create a new product and service and all you're doing, like I talked about, I think it was in the last little lecture part, we had pepperoni with hamburger. If we just create a new marketing mix, but we're not getting any new customers, all we're doing is eating up the customers that we already have, which is kind of the definition of cannibalization. Writing something down here so I don't forget for next class period. So looking at the review learning outcomes, you have undifferentiated, multi-segment, concentrated. That would be a great test question. What are the different strategies for targeting markets, and what are the advantages and disadvantages of those particular strategies for selecting target markets? The book also goes in to talk a little bit about one-to-one marketing and kind of the possibilities that are out there. So before we were kind of talking about, hey, you know, you can go after this segment. Well, the way that we're able to collect data now compared to what we were able to do decades ago is that you could potentially create a customized marketing mix, so price, promotion, place, distribution, for one-to-one customers. Okay, so that's a little bit like we talked about back in chapter 2, talking about mass customization with Nike ID shoes and Build-A-Bear. It's that same type of idea, but taking every particular customer and creating a marketing mix just for them. So it's very individualized, a lot of information that you're going to need. It's very personalized, higher cost, but if you're a customer and you're getting exactly what you want, you know, most of the time you buy something, it's not exactly what you want, it's kind of close to what you want, but it's not perfect. You're probably willing to pay a premium for a product or service that's perfect, that absolutely fits your customer wants and needs. And the more data that companies are able to mine from you and find out about you, the closer that they're going to be able to create something that you perfectly want or need. So that's something that's going to continue to be a theme, is trying to personalize and customize products and services. And I think that's a trend that we're going to continue to see and should look out for.